we go. Should be going live here. We're live.
We are live. Hello, everybody. This is Social Sonia.
Almost live.
We almost live. And we are live right now. Hello, everybody.
Now we're live.
We are live. Yes, we are. Hello, everybody. This is Social Sonia. And thank you so much for watching another call interview. This is actually our second time with James Jacobi. I brought him in because I trust him. He has been working behind the scenes and helping people to actually thrive and survive these disruptive times. And I really want to hear about what he is doing and how he's helping his clients to overcome these struggles we're going through during COVID-19. So who is James Jacobi? Some of you already know him because he is really known in entrepreneurial world. But if you never get a chance to actually learn from or meet James, he is top sales strategist. He's a CEO, mentor, and best-selling author. He helps his clients with their sales strategy by shrinking their sales cycle and positioning them to secure qualified candidates, pay $10,000 to $50,000. So I wanted to ask James about a few things, and if he can give us some ideas how we can go from here. Where do we go from here? How can we position our business, our agencies? If you're a local business owner in this group as well, how can we move from here? How can we thrive in these times? Welcome, James, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you bringing me on. I'm excited to be here to help add some really urgent and important value to your audience. So we're gonna go through, probably for like the next, I'd say 20, 30 minutes or so of some really important content that it's imperative that if you've not done any of this yet, then please take our advice and do this today, because time is of the essence, and you have a lot of things to decide about, and we want to help you take a little bit of stress off right now, relax, and think through strategically how you can get through this, so you can support yourself, your family, your employees, if you have employees, and really your clients and your marketplace. So excited to be here.
This is fantastic. I have myself a lot of questions. I have done a lot of thinking, talking with my colleagues, friends. I have been watching different calls and different, Facebook lives or different trainings, and thinking about, how do we transition from here? I have been helping behind the scenes local clients in transitioning in online world. And again, I do have a question. I have a lot of friends that have agencies. My question will be, how does one agency transforms in these difficult times? What are some opportunities that we can, that you see, or that you can, that you can suggest us to actually, look into? And, how do we communicate with clients about what is happening? And what are some ways to really make money in this time? So
great
let
questions.
me know where you want to start, and I will have some additional questions. But James and I will talking about some cash flow activities, and I'm very excited to hear about this.
Cool. Get some notepads, pens and paper. I'm actually going to write some stuff on this board for you so you can take notes. I'm going to show you how to give you some notes to take. But the first thing that we want to do immediately, guys, is you want to lower your expenses to zero, or close as you can to it. That may sound impossible, and it's actually very possible, more than ever, to do this right now. Obviously, you need to pay for food and things like that, but in terms of your mortgage, your rent, your utility bills, your electricity, your cell phone, your water, your insurance bills, your credit card bills, your subscription payments for all your business services, QuickBooks, like anything you can think of, what you need to do is you got to go on your bank, print out last 2 months of bank statements and literally circle every single expense. Circle every single expense that you see and put it on a piece of paper, put it on an Excel spreadsheet. But your job over the next 48 hours is to get on the phone, call all of those places and ask for options to defer payment or change the payment structure, because you are affected by this crisis like a lot of people are, like almost everybody. And they know that. Nothing will change if you don't make that phone call. They can't do it for you. So you got to pick up the phone. But I'm telling you, every single person that I've talked to is extremely generous. Companies that are giving day deferments. I have companies giving 90-day deferments. So think about that. You have a 30 to 90-day deferred to lower your expenses. That's going to increase your cash flow positive for the near future. Positive cash flow. That's what we want right now. That's what's going to keep you alive in business. So that's the first step. You got to control what you can control your expenses and do this. And so then it's about how can you create some additional funding on a whim, right? You can look under different rocks in your business and your life that you haven't thought about, right? So great time to refinance your house. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just look at what you have in front of you right now. You have the all-time low interest rates. It's a great time to refinance your house, which will lower your interest payments, lower your monthly payments. You can do I'm going to be on tonight with a real estate expert on my page. We're going to talk about all this for your home and your where you live. But it's a great time to talk to your lender about forbearance, about pushing things out. A lot of companies are letting you do that. The other thing you can do is look at getting lines of credit for your business. Now, if you've just started your business and it hasn't been a few years and you feel like that's not possible, double check. There are companies and banks that are creative, that are supportive, that can look into how they might be able to support you. You'll never know unless you don't ask. So ask your banks, call some capital funding companies, look for low interest options. We don't want the high interest stuff, but talk to some, and I have plenty of referral sources. If you guys want any of this, I can send you names and companies to check out that are fantastic. But look at your stock. If you got stock in the marketplace right now, can you cash it out? Can you get some funding right now by cashing out your stock? If you have some stock in the market, if you need funding now, do you have a life insurance term policy where you can cash out on some of your life insurance right now if you need cash flow? You know, there's lots of different avenues you can think of to create cash. You can sell something. Do you have stuff at home that you don't need anymore? Put it on Amazon, on eBay, on Facebook Marketplace, on Craigslist. Can you sell some stuff and make some quick cash from people that need it, right? There's all sorts of stuff you can look at. And especially the federal government, an emergency disaster loan for every small business. But the trick with this is it's really intense. Like the application has a lot of details to it. You have to be on top of your financial statements, your profit and loss, your balance sheets, your cash flow projections. They want all of that, and tax returns. And so if that sounds like a lot, which it is, there's a lot of accounting and tax companies that are helping people do this for them. I'd be willing to, go with you through this as well and make sure you're doing it correctly, because you have to file correctly if you want to get help. The government just yesterday or this morning, I think it's the House to vote on it, I believe still. The Senate passed it, but the House is going to pass the $2 trillion the relief fund that almost every single family and business is going to get something, in the next few weeks. There are qualifications on that bill, and it's all over the news, but there's specific qualifications of what you can expect to get depending on your income level that was reported last year. So they're either going to look at your 2018 taxes of what you have on your adjusted gross income there, if you haven't filed for 2019, or you might want to consider filing really quickly here in 2019 if your income dropped. You might get more funding and relief if your income went down last year versus 2018. On the flip of that, if you've saved money for taxes as an entrepreneur, guess what? You don't have to pay until after July now. They pushed it back until July to file for your taxes. So if you have a reserve of money that you're going to use for your taxes, give yourself some leeway. Consider that a funding source as well. So there's a bunch of things I just went through there, but those are some funding options for you.
This is all good ideas, really, and especially, just follow what's happening with taxes. Follow, news. I say do not watch news because it's very scary times, but do follow things that are really important for your business, like what's happening with IRS, what's happening with tax season, what is happening with banks, the loans, the financing, all these things that James just mentioned. Pay attention and see what can you do for business. I love the idea of really calling companies and deferring your payments from 30 to 90 days. If this is a possibility for you, use this opportunity. If this is going to help you in your business to move forward. And again, lots of solopreneurs in this group as well, but a lot of people that have a big companies, they have a big team, they had to still pay them. So, we're
Yes.
looking for different ideas how we can stay in a business and do whatever it takes to move forward with integrity. I know you wrote a book, Radical Integrity, but again, how can you move forward in this time with integrity and still make our business work and we feel great about it, and we feel we are not pausing, stopping. We are simply doing what we can at this time. I love all these ideas.
I want to talk about that. That's a really good point, Sonia. That as business leaders, this is a hallmark moment for your legacy right now. It's about, as a leader for your company and your family in the marketplace, it's how you respond in the hardest of times that define your character, your leadership, and what is going on. And I know we all know a lot of big names out there and a lot of different companies. Some are leading fantastic right now, and some are leading very terribly right now.
Absolutely.
And it's sad. And so in terms of leadership, right, I want to definitely hit on this for a few minutes because it's so important. It's so important. What do people want right now? There's massive uncertainty. There's massive anxiety. So as a leader, a good leader is calm, cool, and collected in chaos. They don't have all the answers, but they're calculated, they're measured. They've gotten some input from their advisors, and frankly, if you have employees, you need to be transparent. You need to be transparent about the state of the company, what's going on with the financials. Talk about what are the options on the table at the moment of what you're considering, and source feedback from your employees on how can we problem solve this together. I don't want to have to let you guys go. That's the last thing I want to do as a leader and a CEO of our company. Here's what I see right now. Here's the numbers. Here's our options. Here's what we're thinking. Before we make final decisions, we want to talk with you and really think through this. How can we make this work together? If you can do that, that is fantastic. Leading from the front, authentic leadership with integrity, with transparency. And that will save your culture. That kind of camaraderie, bringing the family in, and making sure everyone's okay, showing them that you're doing everything you can to help your employees and your family will go miles for the long run. But that's what you got to do right now as a leader. That's also what you have to do right now for your clients. Now is the time to help and remind your clients and help and make them proud. Make them proud of why they invested in you. So what can you do to help them stay engaged with you? Don't go away. What are some creative options that will keep them on your receivables, so you don't lose all your receivables? Come up with some different payment options, maybe drop the payment, extend it out, do something that will keep them on your receivables recurring. You cannot afford to lose all your clients, right? And come up with solutions with them. Your solutions focus. If you show up like that for your clients, that's also going to show a lot about your core values and how you approach your marketplace. They'll never forget that. So help them help you, right? Help them help you.
And this is fantastic because I say, I did post it earlier, 2 days ago, actually, for regular community, I said, share faith, not fear. But for our leaders here, lead with the faith, not with the fear. So, really show we can go over, we can overcome this. We can overcome this. We can figure out solutions based how we can do this together. And I'm sure your team even has great ideas on how to stay afloat and how to survive these times. So I do want to mention this. I saw some, major names in this industry, literally letting everybody go from their agency in a, night before. So this was just simply something I say, do not be this kind of person. Communicate and make sure people are prepared because, at the end of the day, they have families. They have, kids, they have mouths to feed. So we want to make sure that everybody is, addressing that as well. I know you are, everybody has certain fear about what will happen, but again, communication is major right now.
Huge. Communication is you can't over communicate enough right now. You gotta show up every single day with updates, with reinforced confidence, a plan of action to really keep things calmed down.
I love it. So let's talk about a little transition here. Many people are talking about this is a good time for you to actually brush up on all those trainings and courses that you purchased and never went through because you're very busy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time to connect with people that you planned on, but again, didn't have time because you're very busy. And the same thing for people that are not business owners. But at this time we are talking here about how can we still connect with people that we always wanted, but now we can meet them at the conferences. We can go to different events. We still can communicate with them, online. For example, James and I, we are not connecting. We are not seeing each other in person, but we are still interviewing each other and helping each other and making sure that I can learn something from James and me providing a platform where he can actually teach more people about what he's doing right now and spread awareness about there is a way, there is a solution, we can do this. So the same way, think about who you can connect, who you can provide value, or do you know anything that do you have any kind of training that you want to share, or do you have a platform that you want to invite people that are sharing right now? How can you connect with people? How can you provide value? Today is right now. It's a very good time. Everything what we have been doing offline, going to conferences, connecting with speakers and organizers, we can transition right now to even invite them on podcasts, invite them in your group, in your Facebook pages, anything you possibly think of. Simply make a video, asking questions, and post on LinkedIn if this is your platform. So again, how we can transition. This is a good time to actually learn about skills. I started social media manager, and this is why I release social media is easy for me. And I know so many colleagues, they started with only lead generation. Maybe this is the time to transition into the social media world where you can actually learn about how to train. I have done a lot of workshops, now over 70 in my local community. They're face-to-face, helping local business owners understand social media. This was all face-to-face. Again, can you do this virtually? Can you set up your local Facebook groups that you can be a leader and you can teach these strategies, teach them about how to do Facebook Live, teach them how to do videos, teach them about how to interview each other, teach them about how to, go over a deal client avatar or set up offers, right? Those kind of things that we can, reskill ourselves. Good time, because now we all have time, right? It's a good time to get skills under the belt. But I do want to talk about, besides getting some skills, I know that James has some ideas about cash flow strategies. and I'm really eager to hear about this and apply some things that he's doing right now.
Cool. Well, I'm going to share with you guys a couple of awesome ones that you'll love, and you can do this right away. And I'm just going to draw them up here too, so you guys can take notes. There's two things that are going on right now. One is that your market that you've been serving in, for the people that normally would buy your services, that market has shrunk a little bit. It's contracted. People are holding really tight and to their chest with a lot of tension and energy and all that. They're just like really anxious and tight right now. So they're contracted. So your market's still there, but it's smaller. And if you want to still serve that market, you have to consider a pivot offer, because the reality is, if your services that you offer are more ongoing and maybe take 30, 60, 90 days to really get into the meat of what you do and to have the results come out, that's just not going to work right now. People can't wait for that result to come when they need something now. So the first thing you have to do is you have to consider a pivot offer to your audience, and it has to be something that can bring a result pretty much right now and relieve stress, tension, and then obviously increase cash or maybe decrease costs. But it's got to have results. It's got to be a result you can deliver within the next few days tops. It's got to either help them make money or decrease their spend or bring value to the marketplace with maybe some better branding, positioning, messaging. It's got to do something that people can tangibly experience on the fly, and it's also got to reduce their emotional energy of negativity and help them feel better about their business. So you have to think about your messaging and really have a lot of empathy right now more than ever to really start your conversation, start your offer, start your messaging from their position, not you, and really almost flowchart out your offer. It's really important to be visual for yourself and for your clients, because sometimes your clients don't understand what you're saying. They need to see it visually. So almost think about it like this. Like think of reverse engineer your offer, right? Here's your offer, right? Your pivot offer. And reverse engineer the steps of, try to do it in 4 or 5 steps. Here's your client today, down here, and their situation. What messaging do they need to hear that will help them accept your offer? So meet them where they're at, reverse engineer what they need to hear, and think through why that would help them check off, okay, I'm going to feel better by doing this now. There's incentive and urgency to do this now versus later, obviously for self-imposed reasons, but also because it's a really great offer and this may not be around when this thing lifts. How can this help me make money or save costs or create some safety nets with my customers or my marketplace, my branding? But try to hit on all these different points, reverse engineer on how they can take the steps on their own to doing this solution by themselves. And if they can do that, so give your best stuff right here, give some great content of how they can solve this problem from where they're at. And if they want to, they can take your offer and have the assistance to do it with you. So let me give you an example of what someone that's doing this right now. It's a fantastic offer, right?
I was going to ask you, let's go exactly take one, chiropractor, real estate agents, or, whoever you think will be, let's go over so everybody can get now idea glasses on and creativity glasses on and think about, okay, I have this time, I can apply this to them. So let's go over one specific niche that you feel it's good, doesn't even matter. And everybody can think about, can I apply to my niche?
So I'm just going to give you one that I'm seeing everywhere, right? Accounting and tax companies. They make most of their money, helping people file taxes. Well, guess what? All that revenue just got pushed out to July. So if I'm an accounting and tax company, I'm like, oh my gosh, like no one's going to use our services right now. They're going to push it out till July. So we just lost all that future cash flow that was going to come in for like 4 to 6 months. So what do? They created a pivot offer. What do people want? They want funding. They want security. They want capital right now. So what can they do from their skill set to help people with that? They can help them do their application for them. And so they're literally making offers of like, hey, we're going to do everything for you right now. We're going to take it off your plate. It's going to take you 10 to 12 hours, maybe on your own. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You don't have all the right data. You don't know where to put it in. We do. So let us do it with you so we can help you get the funding now, and you can feel better and relieved about your situation and have a runway that's going to help you get out of this, and you don't have to worry about it. They're making tons of, they're maxed out. The demand for that offer is so through the roof. It's a no-brainer.
So, I saw it. Somebody I follow has done this, and I see is a lot of interest in her comments. So that's an amazing idea.
That's right.
Let's talk about so my niche that is very close to my heart is real estate agents.
Yep.
And besides them really building their brands online and anything else, what can we possibly talk about? We talk about refinancing. Will that be a good pivot offer?
Yeah, I actually did a strategy session yesterday with the real estate agent. So couple things, right? You can do a refinance right now. You can talk to all your clients or your marketplace, do a refi, help them with that service, maybe get some commission off of that. Remember, not every single person is in the bucket of I need cash now, we're not going to make it. Some people are fine. They have plenty of cash and they're going to be fine through this. And they're using this time in an economic slowdown to do what you said, is to invest in better wealth management opportunities with low interest rates. They invest in themselves or their employees to increase the knowledge and skill of their human capital, which makes them better and more productive to achieve revenue at faster rates later this year. So it depends. Like, right, there's a market that for real estate right now, there's people that are ready to buy houses still and sell houses still. They're in that space. So you can't just think, oh my gosh, my circumstances mean that I can't be relevant to the market. That's not true. Your value does not depend on your circumstances. Your value is always the same, no matter what. So don't stop reaching out to your marketplace, but be more strategic. So this is what I gave, a friend as advice yesterday on this is really, are you really aware of your avatars, or are you just kind of winging it, right? Like, have you really done the thinking and the time to really think through who is coming to buy from you?
Yes, I am so happy you mentioned this. I see a lot of offers saying, here's the sheet, your deal plan avatar, and this is what I do. I'm extremely strategic when it comes to a deal plan avatar, and this takes time. And I always say, please take your time. We're going to do this together. This is not one sheet. This is a lot of things to go through to make sure you understand your deal plan avatar. And you probably don't have one. You have probably few for all these offers that James is saying. You have avatar for this, and there's not the same avatar will take all of these offers. Means like, what is the exact client that will right now sell the house in the real estate agents, right? I see in Facebook groups, I'm extremely observative and comes to that. I see so many people say, I need to sell my house fast. I need to sell my house fast. They might have 2 or 3 properties, and they're thinking, I'm going to sell one just to have some cash in, right? Yeah. So I see so many people are actually, I almost feel this is a rise of sellers of the house, right? So people are willing now to say, okay, I'll buy a house. This is a good deal, right? So think about these kind of things. Start observing groups you are in and see what is really happening.
Yep, absolutely. You're going to have a couple different avatars for totally different offers, right? That's the key. That's good. You're more versatile. You're more valuable to the market if you can serve different pockets with different offers. That's great. So like every day, offer up one avatar, and then next day offer up another avatar. Like do a rotation, right? Start pulling in people from different parts of the marketplace that you can serve, so they can see you and say you got something to bring them. You got an offer that helps them. But like get clear on that, right? Like go through, if you're a realtor, go through the last 12 to 24 months of how many homes you've bought or sold with your clients, and think about what kind of professions were they? Where did they live? What prior? What were the reasons for buying or selling in their house? What were the situations they were coming from? What were their interests? And start to really like heat map all this stuff on a grid, right? On a piece of paper, on a sheet, and look for the trends, because I guarantee you there's trends. It's not all total random. You have ideal clients that whether you know it or not, have very similar behavior patterns, maybe even demographic patterns, that are attracted to you as a brand. And so if you need to really get that very lid tight clear, because once you get that clear on your avatar, you can then communicate to your marketplace, this is my avatar. These are the people that come work for me and that want my help. You're this, you're that, you have this situation, you have this situation, you're looking for this, not this. And if you can articulate that, people will then be easier to see and find you. So it's so important to get really, really clear.
I love this very much. And, everybody, they might not say this out loud, but they know business owners are in a business to provide solution to their clients. In a vehicle can be, doing training with them, or doing actual lead generation for them, or teaching them different kind of ways how to, accomplish what they want to accomplish. But we are all in a business to provide solution to our clients. And again, what James mentioned, be very, very clear about your ideal client avatar. And in his case, and in his example of somebody who is doing taxes, accountants, actually a ideal client avatar who wanted to actually do taxes, right now they might want to refinance. So this ideal client avatar, they want a different solution. Can you provide this solution to them? Right? So it's about really knowing what is happening right now, and following the trend, and see what is right now, what is right now in the immediate need that you can offer. And I'm sure everybody who is listening right now, who is business owner, they can think of what is the immediate need right now.
Yep.
For example, chiropractors. Can they really provide some kind of consultations online? So many people that have stress, some techniques of relieving stress, things like this, right? So where do we go from here? Again, thinking about what is the immediate need, and do I have solution for it?
Mm-hmm. And I just want to say very clearly too, value, if there's no free value to consume before the offer, it won't happen. So you got to share. This is the best time of all times to share your best stuff. Like show people what you know, show people how to solve a problem step by step so they can do it on their own. Like if I'm a chiropractor right now, I would make a 5-minute video to my clients or my marketplace or both, and say, hey guys, I know what's going on right now. You're at home. I'm at home. Look at me. I'm at home. Here's my kids running around. It's crazy here. And I know it's stressful. And what you probably don't realize is that you're on your computer, you're hunched over, and that's creating actually even more stress for your situation. So I'm going to go through 3 things real quick that you can do in the next 2 minutes of each day to help you feel better, get realigned, and increase your energy so you can navigate this time. So, and then boom, there's a quick content video, and you send that, and then you say, we are accepting clients to have quick 15-minute consultations, and we can go through and manage for your life right now. We're on video. We do them on here, right? leading from the, it's showing people how, and then it's saying, here's some more support.
I love this. Absolutely love this. I work with a client that is
Did that come through?
A little bit. I work with a client that's fitness trainer, and he is absolutely a person who before everything happened, he had no any kind of online platform, nothing. He's a person who loves to work one-on-one client. That's the best way how he loves working with clients. So since this happened, obviously we need to find a ways how we can position him in different ways. So not only that he has his platforms now and built his group, he has free trainings. He is thriving because he feels this is his strength, and absolutely amazing on video, which he has not been doing before because he felt he was very busy with one-on-one clients. I think this is where he will always, now when he finishes building all these online, online workouts for working from home, because everybody wants to work out from home. I think for fitness trainers, this is golden era. This is how I see it, because myself, I do workouts at home. So imagine if you can you lead a class over the Zoom, or simply have a group and post videos, or simply have a membership people can pay monthly. They cannot pay monthly now to the gym, but they can actually allocate those funds to you, right?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, think about Peloton, right? They can do stuff all around the world with people. Create your own Peloton system where your local people that know you can work out with you every single morning at 6 a.m. They know you're going to be there. That's cool. That's tribe building. That's community building, and they know you, and that it's connection, and they get their workout in. That's a cool opportunity.
Absolutely, and I love it. As we are talking, you guys that you're watching here, you can get ideas and see what else can you do. Who else do you know, especially in your area that right now might need help. From niches that James mentioned, and we talk about a little bit about different ideas how you can approach this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Totally.
So let's talk about how to reduce expenses. We talk about how cash flow ideas. Mm-hmm. What is next? We want to make sure.
Just create some structure, right? Because it's very chaotic to work from home, and there's a lot of disruption. So you need to really protect your energy, and you need to protect your time, and really block out small chunks where you can really get a lot done, because odds are you're going to have a lot of disruptions throughout your day, and you can't mitigate that a lot. It's going to happen no matter what. So figure out how can you have a new daily method of operations. We talk about scoreboarding. Get a scoreboard where you can track daily things that you do, like number of calls that you make, number of posts that you make, number of conversations through text message, or number of direct messaging that you're doing. Any inputs that are helping you drive your business, track those, decide on a number that you can commit to every day, and build some consistency, build some confidence at home through being consistent and disciplined to do something. And whether or not it's going to bring immediate results is not the case. It's about trusting that if you're doing something that leads to revenue creation every day, it's gonna eventually help you out. And the best points of leverage, I'll finish with this, and then I gotta go. I got a client call coming in a few minutes, but is leverage other people's audiences right now. If you can add value to someone else's audience for what you do, it helps that person have more value for their audience. It helps you, and it helps the audience, and it's free. It's value adding, and it really helps your brand. So really think about what podcasts you can get on right now, what other Facebook groups, Facebook Lives, what Zoom webinars you can host and bring people in. Like, who are your best relationships that you can bring into your audience and add value to your audience? It goes both ways. Yeah. But you got to show up every day bringing value to your audience, and have them have attention on you. This is the number one time in real estate for attention. Attention is premium, and you want people to be looking at you during the day, not somewhere else, because you have something that you can help them with. and you want them to keep coming back for more. So think about how you can create attention and add value, and that will lead to more cash flow and more transactions.
Absolutely love the idea using other people's audience. Absolutely amazing. But if you're on the other side that have a platform, you have a podcast, this is the best way to connect with people that previously were very busy and couldn't come on your podcast, couldn't come to you because they're very busy now. They're home probably, and they have more time and they need something. So you are the one who will actually be able to reach out to them and have them on your podcast or on your in your group. I absolutely love everything what you shared. I'm really thankful, grateful for you for coming in again and helping us to be thinking, outside the box and, beating that fear out of our body and our thinking and, really thinking positively and having faith and hope that this is going to work as long as we work and we take strategic actions. Is there anything that you wanted us to share? Is there any way, I think you mentioned you have a call you might want to, offer in this group?
Put it in the chat. I'll just write it up here real quick. We're helping as many people as we can right now with thinking through how to do things that we just discussed. So we're giving away 30-minute. And normally, our consulting, whoops, I can't even write there now. Our consulting calls are well over 500 to 1,000 an hour, depending on what we're talking about. We're giving away 30-minute strategy calls. Free. You just got to email james@jamesjacobi.com and we can set it up and we'll do a 30-minute strategy call on your business. And if you want to, I would recommend I'll send you some questions in advance so that we can be super focused and solve a key problem or get a key outcome with the plan of action. That's the goal. So we'll prepare, we'll go into it, we'll think through some things, and then you can have a plan of action to go execute in your company.
I love this. Everybody who's interested to speak with James, please go to jamesjacobi.com and schedule with him 30 minutes. Call, guys. This is going to be mind-blowing, and he'll be able to give you exact strategy for your business that you are in. Thank you so much for sharing all your expertise with us, ideas, and this is really getting all our creative juices flowing right now, especially mine. I really needed to go back to the, interviewing people to get back to the business, and I love doing this. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, and everybody else who has a question, please go ahead and comment below, and James will be happy to go back and respond and answer. Thank you so much. Thanks. And have a nice day.
All right, you too. Take care.
Thank you.